Hey everyone, my name is Tom Nazario and this is my life. I was born in New York City in 1949 and spent the first 5 years of my life in Spanish Harlem. It was me, my older brother, and my parents in a tenement with a lot of large rats. My mom was from Cuba and worked as a seamstress when I was little, whereas my dad was from Puerto Rico and worked as an auto mechanic. While we were far from middle class, we had the same things as our neighbors though. So unless you grow up around people who have far more than you do, you don't really notice that you're poor. And that was certainly the case with me. However, my first insight into poverty came at around this time. My family was on our way to Thanksgiving dinner, which was the one day of the year where we would actually go out to a restaurant. Along the way, though, we passed a woman with her young child searching through a garbage can for their Thanksgiving dinner. Even at that young age, I remember thinking that something was very wrong because on the one day people ordinarily had a nice meal, they had nothing. The image of them going through the garbage can stayed with me over the years. Anyway, when I turned 15, there were two things that kept me occupied, one of which was my after-school job of delivering telegrams all across New York City in my bike. In fact, once in 1965, I delivered some 20 telegrams to the Beatles at Shea Stadium. So that was cool. The other big occupier of my life at that time was, of course, though, school itself. And for me, the best thing about school was a girl named Janet. And Janet was the girl I liked but was too shy to approach. But nevertheless, one day in high school, Janet sort of changed my life when she asked me about which college I was going to. So largely to impress her, I said Cornell, because I had heard there was a college apparently somewhere nearby called Cornell. However, the truth was that I had never given college much thought. But now I had to go to college because that is, well, what I had said to Janet. But while I didn't make it to Cornell, I did go to college in New York, and then got a law degree at the University of San Francisco. I remained at San Francisco University as a teacher, and also started a program called the Street Law Project. The program puts law school students in the inner city's high school classrooms, where they teach kids about the law and encourages them to pursue their dreams in life. And then I decided to specialize in children's law as a professor, and wrote a book in the 1980s called In Defense of Children. As a result of that book, I did a lot of radio and TV interviews, which eventually led me to being sent around the world to report on the living conditions of children. So 1999 was an important year for me. I was sent to report on the treatment of Tibetan children, and it was there where I first met His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama. Over the years, the Dalai Lama and I became friends. And one thing I mentioned to him was that through my travels, I had seen so much poverty, and so it was with that in mind that I asked him about the meaning of compassion. And he said that compassion has at least two levels. Level 1 is when you are nice, respectful, considerate of other people, and level 2, being a higher level, is when you actually do something to help relieve the suffering of others. So in 2007, I decided to create the Forgotten International, a foundation that tries to help the poorest of the poor all over the world. Since then, the Forgotten International has given me the opportunity to travel to some of the most destitute parts of the planet and help thousands of people improve their chances at a better life. Doing this work has also given me the opportunity to complete another book called Living on $1 a Day. So yeah, it's been certainly quite a journey from a tenement in New York City to the Forgotten International's offices in San Francisco and to wherever the poor are in need. Today my life has become richer by giving, and I feel blessed every time that I can do this work. So again, I'm Tom Nazario with the Forgotten International, and my staff and I would like to thank all of you for spending some time with us and for taking a peek at my life. Please consider visiting our website and contacting us if you would like to help us in our work of giving and caring for others. Thank you.